Hello and welcome everybody, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to another episode of On the Bench with Pete. That's me. This is just a paint along video where you can paint your miniatures and listen to me rambling in the background, if that is your desire. So you know the drill by now. Grab yourselves a brush, a model or models, cup of tea, coffee, whatever you fancy, and let's get rid of these unpainted miniatures. Now I'm going to be doing bikes and space marines and scouts and stuff. Anyway, let's have a look. Yeah, probably not all that. But that's what I'm going to be picking from, these guys here. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I'm just searching for the purity seals on these models because that's what we're starting with. He's got one there. Well, no, it might not. That'll be the only one that's actually in need of doing, but we'll see. It's just lots of little fiddly bits, really. You know, get them done. I like to use Screamer Pink on these, or Mephiston Red. Depends on what colour scheme I'm running at the time. Sometimes pink looks better than red. You can't really go red on Blood Angels. However, I'm thinking of doing different colours to them. Maybe green or blue in the future. That is, in the future, because I've learnt a lot over the few years I've been doing this. It kind of puts me off going back to the older models. Right, when I do a model, I'm going to place it over here, so I don't kind of lose track of where I am. Like these guys are done red, so I guess this is where I find out it was my only one, and that would be typical for me. So more purity seals. It's easy, you watch me kind of fumble about. Oh dear, I've done them all. That's not good. Well, it is good, but you know what I mean. Not good enough. Kind of got prepared for that. Ah, whatever. Whatever. These guys' purity seals are done. He doesn't even have one yet. Can't have earned it. And yeah, they're done. Okay, well that was a quick phase. Wow, purity seal. Where do we go next then, like he says? Well, for these guys, a bit of Balthazar Gold. No, Retributor Armour we're going to go. Yeah, Retributor Armour for the edges of the shoulder pads. I was going to say them for a moment. A bit of deionized water, mix with it, just a tiny drop. I know you can't see me doing that, but I'm doing it, I am. I've got a little list of things to go through. Let's start with things. Well, let's talk about the year in general. So we're still in January, which is good, because you know a lot of us still recovering from Christmas at this point in time. It's kind of a time when everybody, well, a lot of people talk about their New Year's resolutions and what they want to do. I've got not so much resolutions, but things I want to get done for my channel. So a lot of it goes without saying, and I'll come back to that later. But I want to up my game this year. in terms of what content I put out there. I found I really enjoy doing tutorials, so I'll be doing more of those. That's something else I want to talk about, tutorials. But it's just finding, thinking of ideas of what to do for my tutorials, what sort of things. So any suggestions would be awesome. If you suggest something and I think, crikey, I've never painted that before, or if I'm able to, I'll have a go. I think, well, let's have a go then, and then I'll show you how I did it, and it'll either come out okay, or I'll be teaching you how not to do it. Either way, you'll be learning, and that's good. That's good. Been watching a lot of CSI lately, really into that at the moment. It's kind of, used to be our Thursday night thing as a family, but we're kind of watching it more days of the week than Thursdays now, just because we like it so much. Rewatching Lost as well. So I've seen that about 3 times now, that series. I do enjoy it. Very well done. Back in the days when you used to get like 24 episodes a season. A lot of series nowadays you don't get that many. But yeah, good times. So let's talk about the studio, the mini Warzone studio. I'm hoping this might be the last on the bench with Pete in my old room, which is effectively my old studio. I'm hoping it'll be the last on the bench before the move. Obviously I'm going to be busy when that happens. I may still vlog it though, you never know. It'll be kind of fun, I think, to see. So I've got the skirting board on now. That's all on, that's all attached. Just needs a few coats of varnish, which is what I want to put on it, varnish. 3 coats should do it. I need rubbing down as well though, so all this takes time. And then it's time to lay the vinyl down. Vinyl and large mats, that's what I'm going with in the end. I decided that's what I wanted, so that's what I've gone for. Right, now question is, I think I better do the gun casing before I do that. Alright, just talking to myself there. Well, his shoulder pads are done. Pop him over there. Next. Right. And my wolves I did for next New Year painting challenge, they came out well, better than I expected them to. It's more of an experiment really with the shade washes to see how I could get the fur to look realistic, because I don't know, it's everybody kind of does the brown paints and dry brushes and that. I just wanted to try and do something a bit different method anyway, rather than to copy something out of a book. I just decided I would, well, I must have heard it from somewhere. Someone suggested it somewhere to me, must have done. Either way, they came out nice. I was happy. I have been asked to do a tutorial on it because someone liked it so much. I haven't got any more wolves to do it on. But you never know. Next time I get some, if I decide to get any more, that'll be something I could perhaps do as a tutorial on them. Weather here has been awful. English rain. Nothing but damn rain. been terrible. Not the place to go on holiday, I tell you now. Unless you like the rain, of course. It's perhaps something you like the rain. Okay, that's that one done. Yeah, these are going to be good. I don't know what... who's going to be filmed first, what army. Whether it's Ultramarines, Blood Angels, or Dark Angels. The Space Marine ones that I've got. I'm not sure. I suspect... well, it'll either be Blood Angels or Ultramarines. I think my Blood Angels have overtaken my Ultramarines. It's because I keep making them out of bits, spare bits and bobs. I like to get a job lot of Warhammer bits. You find all sorts in there. Legs and torsos and heads, and I've actually got enough to do all sorts. I largely only get it for ideas for scenery. I'm going to be doing a lot more of that once I'm in the studio. I don't know what I'm going to talk about on these when I'm in the studio, because I'll be in there. I can't say when I'm in the studio because I'll already be in the studio. But that's cool. Right. Yeah. God, a flat tyre the other day. Well, I didn't. My wife had a flat tyre the other day. God woke me up, getting up at that time in the morning. She was on her way to work. And, well, I'm up. I'm awake usually at that time, but I'm not up. But that's all cool. It's funny because we just had a conversation saying that, you know, if you ever need me for any reason at all, I don't mind. You just give me a ring. And that's when he said, "Oh no, I don't like to put you to any trouble." I said, "There's no problem at all." Next morning, got a flat tyre. And I'll be able to sort that out hopefully tomorrow, all being well. Got to go and get some more. I had to wait in today. I couldn't do it today because I was waiting for my medication to arrive, because that comes every 3 months. And yeah, you know, it's quite a large window for when they arrive, so I had to stay in for that, but that's all cool. And yeah. Yeah, I do like gold on the Ultramarines. I think they look good. I just realised I haven't looked at the screen once to see if I'm on camera or not, so apologies if I've not been. I'll try and get a more uniform way of filming this year as well. My goals, like, definitely do. Like, for instance, things like tutorials and battle reports, to my mind, need to be of a slightly higher filming quality than talking videos and rambling videos. Now, I mean, I don't have the expensive hardware, the likes of, say, Mini Wargaming, to be able to do all the stuff they do. You know, because they film everything in like 1080p, pretty much everything. That's not how they started. They started with low quality videos. But I want to have slightly higher ones for the tutorial. Well, I want to have higher ones for the tutorials and battle reports. Things like this, I'm going to film in a lower definition, because these videos are longer, and they take a long time to upload, you know, obviously. And so the lower the definition, the quicker they all upload. Which is good news for me. Just gonna have a sip of tea. And have a quick look at what I'm going to paint next. Just do little highlights on these skulls on the back. Any other areas I can paint with this guy? Oh, do you believe that? I missed a purity seal there. Can you believe it? That's alright. Pop you down there. He's going to have red and pink purity seal, purity sealage. That's fine with me. I think they should represent different things. Okay, what else? What else? Another one. Same model actually. That's fine. No, does he have? Yeah, and I missed one. It's one on the tail fin of the twin wing thingamajiggies. I don't know what they're called. Spoilers. Okay. Now these got white. Yeah. Looking at the breastplates, white. So I need to do some white on the breastplates momentarily. That's after I finish the purity seals. Right, well. These scout bikes are interesting. I've painted a generic so I can use them for any faction. Well, I've done it with all my scouts actually. Otherwise you'd have to have boxes of scouts for Blood Angels, boxes of scouts for Ultramarines, blah blah blah. And I can't afford that. I thought about doing the same thing with my tanks, but I'm not sure that it looks as good. Doing tanks generic colours and then being able to use them in any faction. It's a good idea. I'll pop in these over here as well, just so I don't think I've forgotten them then. Right. So it's going to be obviously the different colour waxes. It could be that they got their purity seals at different points in time. Or awarded by different people. You know, it could be anything. I think. So yeah. Go there. It's annoying when you see something like a purity seal that you never saw before, you just realised it's there. You go, ah! Haha. So, you know, I realised something else, which I always do this. Don't look at it's. I'm not sure how long it's going, but I know from now. So went up to Honiton this weekend just gone. My mum's birthday, took her out for lunch. My brother and sister-in-law were there, and obviously we were there with our daughter, and our cousin was there as well, and my sister. So it was really, really nice family get-together. It was really, really good. Enjoyed that. Right, so what colour white am I going to use? White Scar would be the obvious choice, but that's not to hand, so I'm going to go with dead white. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I've got another bottle, and this one's almost had it with this. Yeah, that one's had it. I have to retrieve the ball bearing from it at some point. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit of fluid, I think. A lot of crevices there to go in with those breastplates. Oh, bubbles in that one. Right. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, birthday trip, that was really nice. Can't remember what I had now. I didn't go for curry. I went for steak and ale pie. Very nice it was too. I like going to Honiton. It's a very, very quaint place, and I enjoy the trip. It's a nice trip there and back, and I do enjoy it. It's a really nice area. Oh, he's got the white on. Got the white on. He hasn't. And it's where we got married, so obviously it's of great sentiment to us. Sentimental place. It's the sort of place I could happily move and live, spend the rest of my days in. I don't know, I like the idea of getting away from the city, but if you need it, you got access right on your doorstep practically. It's stone's throw away. So I'm just trying to angle this so I can see. It's not so much the getting to, it's seeing what I'm getting to. That's the difficult bit. So we're going to go to Exeter next month, hopefully, as a family. My wife and daughter and I. It's my daughter's prom coming up, and they're going looking for like dress fabrics and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, you know, it'd be a crime not to call into GW whilst I'm there. That would be nice. They got a good GW store there. That's easy enough to get to. Right, and I'll tell you what I'm hoping to get in the very near future. I don't know if I'll have enough money by then, but is a Land Raider for my Space Marines. A Land Raider. Thinking the Dark Angels. Yeah. Land Raider Crusader or something like that. So I think that would be cool. I did his helmet, this one as a kind of a bone colour. Ushabti bone. Let's put that on. They look good when they get the white on the chest plate. Or whatever colour you end up going with. White seems to be the norm for these. I've got a few Marines to try things out on. Ones I want to do tutorials on. Oops. There, I'm going to have to clean up, so I might as well just go for it. Yeah, so there you go. So Land Raiders are in the future, yeah, or at least one. I think Land Raider is look good in a battle report. And well, yeah, maybe I can get one when I go to Exeter. Who knows? Who knows? I know one thing, when I do move into the studio, there's going to be a lot of building going on in terms of model building. I want to build a lot of my models because my unpainted model that's built stash is going down. So I need to, otherwise I'll be working on the same models all the time, and I like to chop and change. That's me. Yeah, chop and change. Okay, nearly there. Yeah, I've had some good comments lately on various videos, and I appreciate those. I do enjoy being able to do that. What am I going to do next? I'm thinking Queen Anne. Feather. A bit of a random one. This is what I got white out. I'll do some white on these bits here. Yeah, so some of you may or may not have noticed I'm on Patreon now. Haven't made a big thing of it. No announcement, no awkward video. It's just there as an option, and I'm hoping that that's going to help me this year, or from this point on, to up my game on my channel, make it a bit more professional, and help give me the funds to maintain my equipment and upgrading equipment. Get software I can do to make really good effects. I'd like to try out green screen this year. See how we go with that. I'm not a huge fan on uber fancy intros for video. I just want to get on with the video, but I appreciate you need some level of, I don't know, professional intro. I tend not to do it on my P&Qs though, because it's nice to do a raw video every now and again, like and chill with Pete. Although I've got that one sorted out. It's right once I've done the intro. You still got to edit it on to upload it though. Whereas if it's just a raw video, you just upload it straight to YouTube, and that's kind of cool. Saves time. That's another reason I like the live stuff. It uploads it straight to YouTube. You don't do it in half the time. So, oh yeah. Right. She obviously is not going to have white hair. In the film, she was kind of like a redhead, so I don't know. Maybe do reddish hair. Who knows? Yeah. I'll talk more about these when I've done them enough to do some sort of showcasing. My Cardinal Richelieu, you may have seen. Yeah, now these, they're not 28mm. I'll talk about that on the video. They're slightly bigger. Yes, I want Aramis's handkerchief to be white. Got a lot of fancy stuff on him. Aramis, he was the one that liked fine clothes and all that kind of stuff, if I remember rightly. So yeah, I'm hoping to use whatever help I can get, backing and support to support my channel. You know, if you like this, I've been on Patreon for a little while now. Like I said, I've not made any one of those awkward videos about it. It just feels awkward. I just simply support. I will probably do one about it at some point, but it's on there. I'm on Patreon. Been on there a little while, so please feel free to check that out. And if you can support me, donate just $1. It all adds up, and that will help me to maintain and upgrade the standards that I currently do. I'm just thinking, do I want a very white feathery thing around his collar? Aramis. Yeah, we'll try and do that. We can but try. I think of all the musketeers, Aramis will be the cleanest. He's certainly the vainest in the movies. Well, the ones I've seen anyway. Of course, I like the original. Well, I don't even know if that's the original, but the older one with Oliver Reed and Michael York and Charlton Heston, all that lot. Christopher Lee. They're classics. That was a classic movie. Such great actors. Richard Chamberlain. He was Aramis, of course. And yeah, he was. Actually, I'm thinking about it. Porthos was more vain than Aramis. Aramis just liked to try and impress the ladies. Even though he was intending to become a priest. Bit of a naughty guy, I think. Right. Okay. That's enough of those. I could go on. The last of my tea to have. Alright. Another thing I want to do this year, just drop my brush, that's not what I want to do, is try and get some more subscribers to my channel this year. The first 12 months I did my channel was kind of really good growing. Then I see some channels they've grown a lot faster than I have. So they're obviously doing something different. I don't know. With some channels, it's a case of their content is a specific niche which is popular. Oh, now where am I going to go next then? Rack flesh. Yeah, I spotted some unpainted purity seals. Oh, and some of those parchments at the bottom of the legs. I think rack flesh will work rather well on that. So the other guys will have to come back, obviously. Let's move these over here. First things first, let's get them all back. That's another thing I'm going to do when I move to the studio. I've got to organise myself, organise my paints. I want them all easily available, so if I want to paint base paint, all my base paints are together. If I want to layer paint, all my layer paints are together. So on and so forth. Right. We are going to be doing Racar flesh to do parchments on anybody here. Okay. I'm trying to clean out a lot of my paint pots. I'm trying to sort them out a bit, but it's not easy. So for these, I'm going to use a little bit of airbrush thinner, just a tad. That will break down the pigments because it's quite a thick paint, Racar flesh, I find. That's just my experience. A lot of their paints you can just get away with water. Not so with that one. Right, let's just check this. Right. So it's just checking on the time, quarter past. Right. We'll do these parchments. Whether they be purity seals or bits of parchment on their legs or whatever. I see the flag there is already done, so as far as I'm concerned, he's done on that level. So I'm going to pop him over there. These guys, I still ascertain they don't have any parchment. No, they don't. So I'll just open them back. Yep, that's right. Right, start from here then. Aha! Parchment. Hoping this brush is okay. Brilliant. I also want to try and get better at a few techniques this year as well. Wet blending is one. Decals is another, because I think if we can do decals well, they really make a model stand out well. I know a lot of painters become good at doing freehand because they're not so good at doing the decals, but I think if you can get the decals right, I think they look awesome, and if you get the right kind of decals also, that looks awesome too. So let's talk about Salute whilst we're here. Decided about a week ago that I'm definitely going to be going, or whatever, I think it was about a week ago, or last week anyway, that I'm definitely going to go to Salute. I enjoyed myself so much last year, I'd really be a fool not to go. Right, here's parchment. Is done. Put them over there. Right, these are all going to be the same. These twin winged thingamajiggies. I may need to switch out brushes. Starting to fork a bit. There's loads of colours you can use for the parchments. Racar flesh is a nice base colour though, especially if you're doing a larger parchment. It provides a nice base which put some other stuff on, where it's like pallid witch flesh or whatever it may be. So yeah, these on the benches are probably one of my most favourite series to do, because I get to make a video, talk to you guys. I know I'm talking to myself, but I still feel you're there with me, and so I get to do that, and I get my models painted, which is win-win-win as far as I'm concerned. I need to get some more scenery sorted out this year as well. So if I'm going to be trying my hand at building scenery, that's where Mel will come in handy, the terrain tutor as we know him. I should be going through, I've seen loads of his videos, I mean from a long time ago, but I'm going to be going through again and seeing what I can do for myself. Thinking, right, I want to have a go at this. I really do want to be able to do some, I want to do some water effects as well with stuff that kind of intrigues me. I will get that river terrain tutorial out sometime. I've got a voice over it, part 1 of it, and yeah, the old Fat Franks one. It's because it's a bit like painted miniatures. I haven't gone back to it because I feel I can do them so much better now. But I'll get it out there anyway, I think. That way it's no longer on my desktop kind of looking at me thinking, when are you going to do it? I'd say, well, I did that one. I'll get these parchments done and I'll probably call it a day on this one. Which should be good. Right. Put them to one side over here now. Yes, you know. Do this. He's got a bit of parchment on his leg here. Tricky. Done it though. Any more? Nope. There. Yeah, I started doing it in white on this one. I thought, no, it doesn't look right. Yeah, that one. It's really just finishing up bits and bobs on these guys. You know, I mean, you could probably chuck them on the table as they are. Kind of get away with it. I just want to get them. My tabletop standard is fairly high, I would like to say. I mean, everybody's version of tabletop standard is different. I've got, see, my lowest standard that I paint to really is board game standard. Things like Zombicide, stuff like that. Maybe you do a little bit more work on main characters. But hordes of zombies, you know, I just chuck the paint on, and as long as it looks good from a distance, right? Then with things like Warhammer, you got so many big armies, you got to have a tabletop standard, which is kind of a bit higher than that. And I like to go quite a bit higher than that. Then I've got other games like Hordes, where I want them to be just a little bit higher than that high tabletop standard, because there's less models, so people are going to look at them more. And I've certainly experienced that people want to look at the models you've brought in, particularly down the club. I must renew my membership. Actually, my membership's up for renewal at the club. haven't been there in ages because I've been concentrating on getting stuff done here, which I figure will be more rewarding in the end. I don't really like these parchment things on the bottom of their armour. Leg plates here, they all seem to have it. That's alright. Once you chuck a bit of Agrex Earth Shade on it, it'll look fine. Gotta love Agrex Earth Shade, haven't you? Good old Agrex. Oh yeah. So let's do these. Nearly done. So I'm not sure. I'm sorry if this is a bit shorter or a bit too long a video. I normally start, you know, because I can't work out the timer on my camera. So I just I look at my watch. So all these things are gonna get better this year. Right. Okay. Well, they're all done. At the stage I want them to be done at. For now, lots of Ravenwing and my 2 scout bikes. So yeah. Oops, wrong way. So there they are, all together. Plus the Marines I was doing. Shoulder pads. Ah, it's not a bad little bit of work. It takes time, as you know, it takes time. So, yeah, so that's it. So I'm going to end the video here. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me on this endeavour to paint models. Oh, I did a little bit on Queen Anne and a couple of the Musketeer models, didn't I? But yeah, primarily it was the Ravenwing there and the Scouts and Space Marines. So thank you for doing that. As always, it's been great. I'm hoping on the next episode of this, be in the new studio. You never know. Thumbs up for that. And I'll see you then. See you on the next video. Thanks for joining along, guys. Hope you got stuff done. Bye for now. All brushes lead to war.